All right, guys, so today we're talking belts. My buddy John here, he's gonna talk about his bump in the night setup, which is pretty cool and honestly the highlight of this video. So we see a lot of battle belt setup videos out there. You even see your competition belt setups, which those are awesome too. You don't really see too many bump in the night belts. Maybe someone's breaking into your car, your alarm goes off, you hear something downstairs, whatever it is. We'll let you kind of go into that, but if you want to introduce yourself maybe and can talk about your belt and the reasons you set up the way you did.
Thank you. Yes, sir. My name's John. I recently retired from the Navy in 2019. I was active duty SWO, surface warfare officer. So anyway, essentially what you would want is that little noise in the night that goes off, or that little, the dogs start barking, you hear the lights go off and things are going on outside, you're not really sure. Not everything is firearm based. Like there's a continuum we like to call a deadly force continuum. And so you kind of go from a non-lethal to a lethal in terms of the circumstances you're presented with. And so we'll slide these here aside here and we'll kind of highlight the belt. And so yes, I do have a holster on mine. If I need to, I'll have that a final layer of protection in that deadly force continuum I mentioned. You want a white flashlight, you want that white light to come on when you need it. You want to be able to PID, positively identify what you're looking for, what is out there. It could be a raccoon, could be a possum. So
could be your drunk family member.
Could be your drunk family member, right? So why do you want to have a firearm in certain situations and as opposed to others? This is why you want to have some non-lethal options in that continuum as we go through it. So white light is great for a number of reasons. So baton, you really just want to have the baton for offensive striking if you need to, but it's also a great way to keep something back or to use it as a blocking tool. So if you're getting strikes at your face and you have a baton, you can use it to help defend yourself. There's a lot of reasons to have a baton. It could be to crack a window, to get inside a car that's either on fire. It means to be able to break that window. There's just a lot of good reasons to have a utility device like this. And when I was in the Navy, we called it an extendable baton. Anyway.
Just to highlight really quick too, like we said earlier in the video, if you are here in California or any other blue state for that matter, we don't really have the right, unfortunately. I'm not saying I agree with this, but unfortunately, we don't have the legal right to just draw your firearm, especially if the intruder or whoever the person is that doesn't have a firearm or not presenting a firearm or some type of weapon that could potentially hurt you.
Absolutely.
And there is times where you're not going to be able to just draw your firearm, but maybe you can draw the baton to potentially deter a situation or other items that he has on his belt, which he'll get into, but I just wanted to mention that.
You're looking at a baseball bat. The baton is no different, but I will stress that if you're gonna look at it as a tool in your deadly force continuum, definitely get the training to be able to wield it with efficiency. So we got the baton, we got the flashlight. Next thing here, we're gonna have our tried and true pepper spray. These things frequently expire within the year or two, so keep an eyeball on that and then replace them as necessary, and then keep those spares handy. You never know, just put them everywhere.
Are these items that you can just buy over the counter or online?
You can get everything you see here probably from Amazon. What I will say about pepper spray is that there is training associated with pepper spray that I highly recommend, from anywhere from depressing the trigger itself to the maximum effective range of pepper spray, the different canisters and versions. There's a lot of different variation in approach. And be mindful that Tyler points it out very well about California. Litigation runs heavy here. You could be sued civilly for dispensing pepper spray for no reason. It's just a means to help you in that deadly force continuum of using all options first before you go to a firearm. And pepper spray is a great one. And I want to highlight one more thing about pepper spray. So for a lot of the folks out there with dogs, if you go to dog parks or you're out in public with other dogs, questions come up like, I'm a concealed carrier and I am with a bunch of dogs and this dog is attacking my dog and that's my family member. Can I draw on the dog and limit that threat against my family member, the four-legged furry one? And unfortunately, in the state of California, you cannot do that because dogs are considered property. However, when you're doing it with pepper spray is a different thing. Pepper spray is not a lethal device, and therefore if you're using pepper spray against a situation somewhat like that, that would be my recommendation is pepper spray. You're kind of getting an idea here that we're going in a non-lethal direction today with our belt kit. But in the next step from pepper spray, these things, I call them just intimidators because that's all they're really good for. They're not really that high charged taser guns that you're going to see law enforcement carry around. But I've broken up plenty of fights just by making that sound, and you'd be surprised how many folks don't quite understand what tasers are or stun guns are. So I've added this to my kit because it was a $20 option at the time, and that sound can really make somebody think otherwise.
That would definitely make you think twice about what you're doing.
Certainly. A lot of people take what we would consider the deadly force triangle for granted, and that's what I learned it as, is a deadly force triangle. So the deadly force triangle is opportunity, capability, and intent. So if the opportunity for that person to create the violence is there, death, harm, or a dismemberment. That's one angle of the deadly force triangle. The capability, is that person capable? Is it within the distance, or he or she within the distance to do that with? Is it readily accessible to happen? So that's the capability. The intent is a little bit harder to prove, where you're getting verbal threats, you're getting somebody closing a distance with you, they're getting in your safe space. In many jurisdictions, that warrants intent. And so things have obviously changed since I've left the military, but that's how I learned it. But I live in San Diego, I have a home here, and I want to make sure that people that are inside sleeping are safe. So I will, if I have to, don a firearm if necessary.
Sorry, really quick. For you guys that are in San Diego or just in the Southern California area, don't be shy. Let me see you guys down in the comments. It's just nice to hear from like-minded individuals here.
Yep.
And we're gonna be getting together a private invite range day, if you will, here in the desert. Now that desert season's approaching, we're trying to shoot for next month in November. We'll keep you guys posted on that, but for any of you guys that are here in the area, like I said, let us know in the comments, because we are gonna be putting together an invite-only range day. We're gonna get some ARs out there. We're gonna get some pistol. We even maybe mess around with the shotgun a little bit, but definitely set up some courses of fire. We'll get some people with a little bit more knowledge, people with different knowledge of different platforms, such as long guns, ARs, all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Just get some like-minded individuals and just get out there and train and just meet new people, obviously grow together and just have a good time. So like I said, let me know where you are, if you are in the area, in the comments, and we will get the invites out there pretty soon. So
yeah, man, I'm down for that. Definitely count me in. One last thing here on the belt. So we covered the flashlight for positive identification. We've covered the baton for self-defense, and we covered pepper spray. We covered why I would put a taser on there or think about carrying a taser. We got one last thing here to kind of cover before wrapping it up, our flex cuffs. So again, this is going to come with a heavy caveat of training, but what I will say is this is something I had on me at all times when I was standing watch, and it's, if you have folks that need to be detained or need to be rendered secured for the environment to be safe, for the scene to be safe, and yeah, a set of flex cuffs would go a long way. If you're going to be a person that would carry flex cuffs, you definitely have to be the person that would take the training to learn how to use the flex cuffs in the event that those needs arise. It was definitely something I would consider a force multiplier if I was by myself and I had a group of people. Your belt may be different. I'm not saying you need to have handcuffs on you. We're not law enforcement, but there's a reason they have handcuffs, and it's for their protection. And so why not adopt some of those same practices? The final thing, guys, is the belt itself. It's core essentials. E7, the ratcheting system is beautiful. I love the ratcheting system. In fact, it was one of your videos that was going through it, and I was like, yeah, that's what I need right there.
hey, appreciate that, man.
Yeah, totally. And shout out to Core. If you're watching this too, great belts, guys. It's being used for all kinds of things here. My bump in the night belt is right there on my bedpost. I grab that, I can load up, and I'm basically kind of full kitted out there for what I think I would need for a bump in the night.
Awesome, man. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Again, just want to thank you for being here today and being on the video and helping us out with some options. Do you mind letting them know your information, where they can kind of find you on social media?
Sure. I got a Red Rooster Gorilla handle on Instagram, so you can follow me there. Trying to get out there, do the things, some goon stuff. If you like what you see, just give me a like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments or suggestions, make sure to shoot me a comment down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and thank you for watching.